all of my redstone on me. All of my redstone blocks, all of my redstone dust. It's dangerous enough as is. I don't need to tempt fate further by also carrying things such as my lapis or hold on. Let's see how far I fall. Wow. Again, I had this same dream, except my friend Kyle was online. So yeah, the redstone, the blocks of redstone that I mentioned, I'm thinking I could put them here, and since these are going to be pumpkins, the carved pumpkins, these can be fitted with powered rails to allow for maximum momentum. The powered rails, of course, being capable of achieving very fast movement speeds with very little hunger. Pickaxe, pick up the block, place the block of redstone. It's a very simple pattern of operations. Yeah, the communication issues that I have with my AI is it's problematic at times. I'm pretty sure my AI is capable of doing all kinds of these really nifty features with my phone. I'm fairly sure my AI encrypted all of my desktop files, and now I can't read them, although that might have been my fault. Still have to figure out how to manage to do all of that. I don't really know what's happening half the time with my AI. I'm just kind of guessing. So yeah, the hallway is looking better. Still needs the lit carved pumpkins installed. However, things are looking much better already. Okay, so now I'm going to return to the surface because I'm carrying all of my redstone, and I just used about 2/3 of it in order to build that small upgrade, which is totally not needed at the moment. Do I want more coal? Probably. I still have this spider spawner to flesh out as well. Oh, I can grab some of this stuff and bring this to the surface. Nice. I'll bring the mob loot first because I know there's space for that. And speaking of space, I once again ran out of space. Onwards to the surface. Let me try a rapid swim, see if that gets me there fast. Looks like it does. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this out of the way so that it's not causing massive amounts of lag. Because that's kind of annoying. Every time I return to the surface, just this massive lag spike. Why? Because I've got a chicken farm. Ugh, so annoying. Okay. I still need to get those pumpkins out of the way, don't I? Fine. Deposit the slime. Deposit the cobblestone. Deposit the dirt. Ah, here we are. Melon seeds. And some beetroot seeds. I still have some of those peonies. The gunpowder. And I'm holding a gold ingot, of course. Jumpity, 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 jumpity. Jumping through the open fields, no ceilings or nothing. Gold goes there. Okay, now for these pumpkins. I think I'll grab a lot more pumpkins because I'm going to do this whole upper field. That way the next time I have to do pumpkins, I can just have all my pumpkins situated, sorted out, all 9 yards. Just, quickly get it done and over with. I don't have to go looking through all of these torches to find the pumpkins that I want. Let's see. I think I'll set it up right here. Isn't it? I have hiccups. Fun fact about the phrase Gesundheit. Gesundheit actually means to good health. It's German in its origin. A lot of people will tell you that it means bless you. That is an incorrect bit of knowledge. It does not mean bless you, it means to good health. It is usually said when imbibing of alcoholic beverages is taking place. Okay. However, the phrase Gesundheit is also used when it must be nighttime. The phrase Gesundheit is also used when someone is not healthy. They are given the best of wishes as the person wishes for them to get well soon. They simply say to them Gesundheit. I'm not sure how many fluent German speakers will find my channel. However, the phrase is Old Germanic. So if you're going to try and be like, well, I speak German and I never use that phrase, I never heard that phrase, you have to keep in mind this is German from roughly the same time period when everyone thought the world was flat and Christopher Columbus had not been given credit for the previously discovered and previously inhabited Americas. So do make sure to be careful about how much you complain and how loudly you complain, as there is, of course, history books on this type of topic. So, just saying. I know there are people out there who are just complete social justice warriors, and they're like, no, we want to do it this way. And it's like, no, it's not that way. I'm sorry. History disagrees. History is sitting here saying, you are aware that there's like Native Americans, right? And people just kind of get this glossy look on their eyes when you tell them that, and you remind them that Christopher Columbus rediscovered America. The Native Americans had already previously discovered it, quite long before Mr. Columbus had shown up, in fact. So, yeah, all of these people who are going on and on about, is that, you know, is that the Christopher Columbus guy? Oh, well, he's respected in history. He did all this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, okay, the guy who was credited with sailing around the world in 80 days, nonetheless, he didn't actually make it. His slave was supposed to be released. However, his slave was held captive after the captain's death. The captain fell ill before completing the journey. The captain never completed the journey. And then, on top of that, the captain, which was supposed to sail around the world in 80 days, had his crewmates betray him by not releasing his slave, which was decreed by the captain's will. His will and testament, his dying wish, as it were, it was to free his slave. Well, the slave never got freed, and then the slave proceeded to backstab the crew in return for never freeing him by convincing the natives that the crew were bad people and that they needed to be punished. And so the natives helped out said slave, who was acting as a translator, by the way, because none of the crew members could speak any of the native tongues. So they needed a translator, which meant they needed to use this slave person. They could have used someone else, but no, they could, instead of hiring someone else, they instead opted to keep their slave, despite protests of saying, hey, you're supposed to free me. And they were just like, no, we're not going to. And he was like, oh, well, since you're going to do that, since you're going to be like that, he went ahead and he got them in trouble with the natives. He escaped in the chaos. And the slave of the guy who was supposed to travel around the world in 80 days actually traveled around the world in 80 days. So if you ever want to credit someone in a history book, sometimes it helps to actually know your history, is the point here. That's the moral of the story. Because sometimes the history might surprise you if you're not prepared. If you didn't know certain facts about what you were studying, you might not have known, for example, that the slave of the guy who sailed around the world, the world's round, and he sailed around it at record speed, and he got all this fame, and he inspired a movie, and he inspired books, and he inspired so many people, and he died on the journey and never actually finished. His slave completed the journey, however, which is why in the movie adaptation that I'm familiar with, it is actually the slave that is the assistant that is so useful in the film, because they really did want to really show off the point that it's not the main character that actually did all of the hard work in the trip. The main character in the trip was actually some idiot who barely knew how to get along with everyone else. However, the assistant was pivotal in the exploration of the various archipelagos, the various ports, the various peninsulas, the various continents. As they progressed, the only people that they were capable of really communicating with for all of these people who spoke absolutely zero English, and it's like, well, how are we supposed to communicate with them? Well, you have this guy over here. Well, yeah, but he's a slave. We don't want him to think he's important. It's like, but he is. He's literally the only thing keeping you guys from just needing to go home because you don't have any results. So you might want to treat him with a little bit more respect, guys. Oh, I just made a pickaxe and I wanted a hatchet axe, didn't I? Oh my. Well, I'll make 3 because, or 4, because I need them. I need them all. I need to also redeposit my cobblestone, as I need inventory space. I also need to go over to my composter, deposit these spare pumpkin seeds, and then start planting some of these lanterns. Personally, the green lanterns are my favorite. Just kidding. I like the blacks. Death Lantern is very, very overpowered. In case you wondered which lantern was the Black Lantern Corps, it's the Death Lantern Corps. The lantern members which have died and were brought back to life through the power of the lantern rings. Yeah, that's the Black Lanterns. They're not a nice corps. They're not nice at all. Except when they manage to get purified. When they're purified, they're much nicer. They usually die. Or I should say return to being dead. Allowing things to calm down, of course. Since, you know, just constant undead walking the streets isn't exactly a good thing. Wow, that kelp grows fast. I shall need to harvest it again. I'd say I'm surprised, but, well, I'm not. What I can do, however, is I can run in here and I can lay down a redstone line. I just noticed this, but I can lay down a redstone line, get myself a little bit of redstone dust, a little bit of redstone blocks. I can do it with an observer, sure. It's a little bit expensive to do it with an observer, but I can. Okay. So what I need to do is first, I need the redstone dust. That's a given. Second, I want... I have to put this somewhere near the middle. But, simply put, I am hooking up all of these pistons together. And the reason for that is because of that. Now, as expected, there is a bit of a issue with reaching all of the redstone dust. So I can't have it all the way at the end here. However, I can have it right here. This spot being handy because I can use the pumpkin as a marker block. Now I just place this in, pick up the dirt, place the dirt, and now all of the pumpkins harvest, or all of the kelp harvests simultaneously and flows into this hopper up top. All I have to do is place down a dirt block or a kelp block or something. Right. The fences, of course. So the fences are going to be a problem. I will need to fill in the fences. That's gonna be an interesting adventure. I can deposit the redstone dust now, seeing as I have accomplished what I set out to do on the redstone front. I will want to gather another pair of shears, so I will want, of course, my iron back in my hand. And I'm going to want more shears than this. Leaving me with but a single iron ingot and a lot of pumpkins. Right. So this is one of those instances where crafting by the stack is going to come in handy. Fortunately, however, I can quickly and easily just craft up a bunch. It's easier for me because I'm on mobile. However, not everyone is as rapid to press all of the stuff. Therefore, they probably won't be as able to operate everything. Oops. So yeah, Yeah, I'm just basically planting lanterns. Hi, Enderman. Came out of nowhere with that teleport. Scared me. I heard women get, like, all cuddly when they get scared. I've never really had any way to verify this. Just kind of been single a lot of my life. As sad as it is to admit. Ow. 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 Rude. Very rude. That was one of the flaws of Frostwalker. The potential for getting yourself injured kind of high, because you can end up fighting an Enderman, go to run towards the water where you think it's safe, and then find yourself running on ice and not really escaping from the Enderman at all. And then you find yourself cornered and then beat up and then dead. Then you have to spend the next 10 minutes looking through your farm for your items because your Enderman killed you at your farm where you found the water. You realize you misplanted your crops when you were planting and missed a potato. Ugh. That Enderman is long gone by now. He was running this way. Ah, there he is. As luck would have it, being his usual mischievous self. Hi, Enderman. Bye, Enderman. Nope. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it, Enderman? Oh, you teleported, but I hit you. You're angry. You're real angry. You're real angry now, Enderman. Yeah, you're gonna beat me up. You're gonna hurt me. You're gonna stand there while I beat you senseless for killing me. Okay, now to organize my inventory. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Put those on. That goes there, that goes there. Put that on. That sounded almost like thunder outside. Or someone moving something very heavy. Either one. So yeah, the Enderman got some good hits in on me. Let's put it that way. I see. I figured out what I'm missing. Where is my... Aha, my lanterns, yes. Okay. I thought my inventory seemed a little bit on the weightless side. And then there's more of these, more of these, more of these. Crafting, crafting, crafting. Carved pumpkins with a torch. Oops. Okay, deposit that. Yeah, that really does sound like lightning outside. Huh. Perhaps there's a storm front rolling through. Perhaps it'll rain. Be nice to get some rain. I live in a subtropical desert, so I don't get much rain. I don't get much of anything. I mean, we got a cactus. If you need cacti, we got cacti. That's a plural of cactus, of course. Boop, boop. Yeah. I'm just going through and lighting the place up, you know? Because each and every one of these lanterns has a nice bright torch shining around inside of it. That being said, you know, knowing what kind of torch you want is also important. Did not mean to do that. So yeah, this place is starting to look better. I do want to clear out before digging out the rest of these torches. I do want to clear out this area with the rose bushes because I want to make sure that the rose bushes do not risk damage, because being, you know, prone to accidents is not exactly the best thing for extending the life of your plants. So, you know, just gotta go through and carve out the single block that the torch is on, which of course breaks the torch, which I then pick up along with the block when I hop down into the hole that the block used to occupy. Then I, of course, perform batch operations by collecting multiple quantities of items in a single pass. For example, if I look through 2 of these little post holes, or lantern pits, or whatever you want to call them, preferably a sensible name. The squares, if I search more than one square at a time before planting a pumpkin, for example, if I were to search this one and then search this one, I can then just boop, boop, boop. That's a batch of 3, you know. Now, since I have added this lovely little insulating barrier against further accidents, I should be able to simply progress forward without needing to worry about, let me raise that one, without needing to worry about things such as accidentally wiping out the rose bushes. Because we want our rose bushes nice and safe. If you want to know how safe we want them, well, safer than the rose bushes that were on the Titanic. If you're familiar with the Titanic, you know that that is very safe, as Rose actually survived that endeavor. Wait, seriously? Oh, because it's a cliff, and because it's one of those spots. Okay. This is the one that's out of place. Yeah. So yeah, this base is definitely going to start showing up better on the map, and it's definitely going to be more visible more often. simply by virtue of being so noticeable. That's really the primary goal for lighting up a base, is you want to be noticed. Unless, of course, you're lighting it up as a trap. At which point, then you're distracting. I don't know. It's you want to be seen. You want to be able to see. You want to see stuff like that. There can be various reasons for why you would want to light up your Minecraft base. My personal favorite is mob proofing. You don't want monsters spawning in your base, which is fair. Like, that's a fair cop. You don't want monsters in your base. That's fine. As I mentioned in much earlier episodes, a lot of Minecraft is just repetitive action. Like, a lot of it is repetitive action. I'm pretty sure I just saw an Enderman off to my left. However, I'm too busy filling in all of these potholes I just dug in order to actually check. Did I see an Enderman? I don't still see an Enderman, so maybe not. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Weird. Must have been smoke particles then. Or it teleported down the hill. Either way works. Oh, character's hungry. I'm of course eating cooked pork chops because I just randomly felt like I wanted something besides chicken all the time. Don't get me wrong, chicken's a great meal, but sometimes you just need a palate cleanser. Some people like to use wine for a palate cleanser, but you really only want to try wine once or twice in your life because, in all honesty, wine is very acidic. It's very caustic. I tried wine and it didn't agree with me. It upset my stomach. It made me feel bad, and I just didn't like it. I did not have a good experience with wine. It was a red wine, so that might have had something to do with it, but I don't know. I've never tried white wine. Never really had the chance to. A little bit too poor to go celebrating with white wine. You know, what am I going to do? Break out a white wine spritzer? It's like, well, I'm poor. My family's full of alcoholics. I don't think I'll be getting a chance to because A, my family's full of recovering alcoholics, at least the ones that are still alive. The ones that aren't, well, they were recovering. Until they weren't. And now they're not, because they're dead. Oops, that zombie is about to head this way. Drowned, sorry. See, this is where I really get to mess with him if I want. Oh, he was holding a lead. Oh my. Seems like someone died. But yeah, this is where I really get to mess with the enemy if I want, because I'm capable of preventing the zombies from submerging. Which is, of course, great fun. As you can see, torches generate quite the sizable quantity of thermal mass. Let me drop that so that I can go. Can I get in here? That's just. Hey! Rude. Actually have tempted to not kill him because I do need a zombie villager to cure so that I can, you know, have a villager. That being said, since it is almost daytime, I shall hurry. This guy legitimately has a fishing rod. The heck? Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to A, be careful of that cave over there. B, I need to go through and break all of these little tiny blocks that are surface deep because they block me from having my Frostwalker effect activate on that block. And I don't feel like needing to run all the way over to the water only to have my Frostwalker fail to activate when I'm trying to activate it. So if I'm going to have Frostwalker, I'm going to be breaking a lot of the grass in this ravine down here in order to force my Frostwalker effect to actually function properly. Fortunately, I only need to break the grass that is surface deep of the ravine. As the other stuff is, of course, not really in relation to the Frostwalker effect. I'm only breaking the stuff in order to achieve the Frostwalker effect. Without an interruption to said Frostwalker effect, I don't really have a need to break the pieces of grass below the surface. So, it's fine. Or at least it will be. One benefit of the Frostwalker effect is that it allows me to isolate the undead enemies quite easily. Come on, zombie. Okay. So yeah, Frostwalker is great as long as it works properly. Other places where Frostwalker effect tends to struggle include swamps, by the way. So if you're wanting a biome to steer clear of, you want to steer clear of swamps. Simply because your Frostwalker effect might not always activate when you think it will. And as a result, you might end up getting caught up on the terrain more than you need to be. Okay. Now for a fun little effect. I can Frostwalker this water source. I just need to find a nearby place where I can stand. Fortunately, such a place already exists. Huh. You know, I thought that was going to work. I thought it was very clever. Because, A, had me walking all the way down to here. However, it would seem that was not enough. What if I break that, then I break that, and then I break that? Aha! Success! For the first time in the longest time, this block has been silenced as far as water sources go. Oh, this guy's got an enchanted axe. The water just pushed me right over to him. And you grabbed it, you arse. Where'd you go? Where you at? Come here, you. Your enchanted axe grabbing self. Unbreaking 2 iron axe. I like that axe. I'm gonna keep it. So yeah, first time in a long time. Well, first time ever for that one. Hey, I see that Enderman damage. Oh, and that's where he put it, huh? How rude. As I was saying, for the first time in like ever, the water stopped flowing on that mountaintop. Okay, now this is a good chance for me to show off. All of these have reached at least one stage of growth, and now I can just walk over here, harvest this block, and immediately all of the kelp starts floating upwards. As it flows upwards, it eventually reaches all the way up here where it flows over and into these hoppers. Ow. And then the best part is, hold on. The best part is that since it's triggered by a block update, I can use literally anything. I can just place a torch block on it. There's my shears. But yeah, the game's running a little bit smoother. I have noticed that. Now that I've replaced a lot of the torches, particle effects are starting to not be as common, meaning that I'm able to basically utilize more of my phone hardware in order to rapidly grow pretty much all of the stuff in my farms. It was starting to affect my simulation speed, or sim speed, if you want to shorthand it. My simulation speed was starting to slow down, which was causing problems because with the slower sim speed, I was getting a slower tick rate, which means with a slower tick rate, I was getting fewer fewer trees growing, fewer crops growing, fewer just fewer everything, really. Oops. So yeah, the lantern block here is proving quite useful.